Good morning. 8:02 a.m. on a Monday. I have to go get my bell. Hands to Madonna. What's on your mind? Because that's the prayer you're putting into the universe. Now she's talking about her lover. We're going to talk about the divine reality. Good morning. We're going to dance a little. We're going to anchor in our breath. We're going to have a conversation, whatever is downloading. But what I got is what's on your mind, what's in your heart, because that's your prayer. And then Madonna popped in, because during my dance days, she was my girl. We'll groove a little bit. Facebook, copyright, fair use only. And movement moves not only your thoughts, but the energy in your body. I've said this a million times. Then it releases dopamine, which is why we always feel good, all right? Well, what's on your mind? What's in your heart? A little bit more. And what's your favorite song to dance to or sing? I sing off key, so I'm singing in front of other people. That moves your mind and your energy. Let's anchor. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Just a little bit more. And then we'll have a conversation. Here she goes. Are you willing to move through what you need to move through so you can get to that point of clarity? That's my favorite line. Life is a mystery. A little bit more. It's so hard to stop this song. Here we go. Oh, here we go. We're coming up to the best part, and we're going to anchor out on this best part. Good morning. So no, I'm not highly caffeinated, even though my naturopath did say I drink too much coffee. But that's another story. I am in alignment with the divine source energy that downloads as me. And yeah, sometimes I do drink a little too much coffee. But when I get around people that I connect with, because I'm really an introvert and I express as an extrovert, but I'm really an introvert. But this divine download comes like a huge fire. I don't know how to describe it. And people who've watched me, especially when there's a larger stage, the energy that comes in through and as me is source energy. And I'm just here to share the truth. So, or my version of the truth, and you realize your version of the truth. But I want to first read Cheryl Strayed and then go back a little bit to what's on your mind. What's in your heart? Because when that downloaded, then Madonna song Just Like a Prayer, because our every thought really is a prayer. Like every thought, like we're planting these seeds in the universe. So what's on your mind? What's in your heart? And then I picked this up and in page 91 from Brave Enough. It isn't too late. Time is not running out. Your life is here now, and the moment has arrived at which you're finally ready to change. Let me read that again slowly. It isn't too late. Time is not running out. Your life is here now, and the moment has arrived at which you're finally ready to change. which actually goes perfect with what's on your mind, what's in your heart. All right, because the prayer that you're anchoring in every moment is the beliefs that you have. And so if we have the belief that things can't change, well, then you're literally, I call it self-imposed exile. You're imprisoning yourself in false beliefs. And I had a conversation with someone this weekend where I could just hear those limiting thoughts that, no, this is impossible. I'm stuck with this job, with this paycheck. And there wasn't any ounce of possibility to open up to something new. And I could tell the idea was foreign to her. But that's the way we groove, especially new thought. All right. So the minute we decide we're ready for transformation, it may not happen instantly because it is a process. Even the Buddha had to wander for like how many years? All right. Till he sat underneath the tree, touched the earth, enlightenment. But he did a lot of suffering and wandering. And I'm not trying to simplify Buddhism, so I apologize to anybody who may be offended by that. But the truth of the matter is transformation is a process. Just like the butterfly has to, the caterpillar first has to eat, and then it forms its cocoon, and then it liquidates, and then it emerges as the butterfly. I use that metaphor all the time. But it's like, what is on my mind? What is calling me to awaken? So this morning, it was interesting because I heard this loud sound like, and I'm like, what is my neighbor doing? And I'm like, or is that outside? And then I get up literally at 4:44 a.m., so the angels, and it's my refrigerator. And I'm like, what the heck? And I go to check it, and I look underneath, and there's like ice coming out from the bottom, which is not normal. And I'm sitting there because I haven't made my coffee yet going, what is this? All right, what do I need to do in this moment besides send an email to the leasing office about a service request? And then within 5 minutes, it stopped. But it was a perfect, metaphor for like how often something in our life is that loud. And it builds and it builds and it builds. And you ignore it and you ignore it and you ignore it until suddenly, now my refrigerator's still working, but it literally could have kaput. Even though it's less than 2 years old because everything was new when I got here. And so it's like, what am I paying attention to? What is on my mind? But then I want you to move into your heart. What is in your heart? What is your heart's true desire? What are you seeking to experience in this reality, this moment, this day, this life? And if the pandemic has taught us anything, we don't have time to wait, even though Cheryl Strait says, time is not running out. But what she's bringing you to is mindfulness. Your life is here now. And the moment has arrived at which you're finally ready to change. And the change requires a choice. And the choice requires a conscious awareness, what it is that you're truly seeking to experience in your life. Because for the world to work for everyone, my life has to be working for me. But I also have to understand that when I transform, I'm shifting the consciousness around me and I'm bringing forth a different energy and a different light. My best friend Judy in Los Angeles sent me the sweetest message just saying, thank you for your positivity. Thank you for reminding me, of her gifts. And that's what we got to do for each other. All right. So what is your prayer? Just like a prayer, and I have to look up the lyrics. I know Madonna singing to a lover, but imagine like the Sufi mystics, the lover is the divine, the one, in whatever way you experience and express it. And you're dancing with the divine daily. But what is your prayer moment to moment and not something external? And the work is done here, right here in our heart, internally. We awaken to what we're being called for. We listen to the whispers, but like I said, the refrigerator this morning was this wah, wah, wah. And I know people, and I've done it in my life, where the noise is so loud. The noise is so loud of needing to shift, of making a different choice, of finding a new way to experience and express life in the highest good with greater beauty and love and joy and reciprocity. And then people still stay stuck. But you got to dance it through, which is why I dance in the morning, because that literally moves your energy. I go for my walk after I've done my writing, had my coffee, done my prayers, all right, then I do my walk. And then I come back, and then I get ready for the day. So I'm going to invite you this week to actually look at your thought patterns and what is keeping you down. Now, here's an interesting thing. I normally pick a card from my card deck, which I did not put on my desk, But this is what popped up on Instagram is Louise Hay Affirmations. And I love this because I'm going to share just a little bit more. It says, I rejoice in other people's successes because I know there is plenty for everyone. I rejoice in other people's successes because I know there is plenty for everyone. So here's a question that I ask you. Are you celebrating other people's successes? Are you able to stand in the glory of someone else and then it becomes a mirror for you? And I bring this up because my dear friend, Rebecca Wynn, and her 100 Daffodils, Finding Beauty, Grace, and Meaning When Things Fall Apart, all right? She's got an event with the Dallas Museum of Art on August 4th. I posted the link. It's only $10 for the virtual event, and then you can pay more and get a book with a signed, book plate. But what I love about Rebecca is that when I began speaking at Center for Spiritual Living Dallas, oh my God, I don't know how many years ago, she was that touchstone for me. She would sit on when I was facing, the community, and she would be on the left side. And she was always that smile, that touchstone of truth, that support that was necessary, because when you're first doing something, there's a little nervousness. And so with her book and the story that she tells, which I'm not going to tell you because you need to tune in, all right? It is a phenomenal example of listening to spirit, all right? Listening to spirit and then moving her feet. That despite any fear or uncertainty and all the stuff that was, emerging for her life, she still tuned in. She still listened. And she never would have imagined that she has got this amazing, exquisite book, all right? So that's the invitation, that I'm rejoicing in her success, because there's plenty for everyone, and I celebrate and I uplift my friends and all that is theirs, because it's a conscious collaborative process that as I see the divine showing up as Rebecca, and I see the divine showing up as Judy, and I see the divine showing up as me, or my friend Maddie who called me, who is just hysterical. I've known Maddie for over 30 years, and we're telling old stories, and I go, Madeline, you've got to write those stories down. That's a book that we're here to support each other. All right. And Rebecca did a service with Reverend Jane Coley, one of my dearest friends, with Yana, You're Not Alone, Center for Spiritual Living. And on that call, there were 4 other writers and me. And it was just like this inspiration that was downloading. So my prayer really is that I am guided and lifted and I'm focused, and everything that's necessary to reveal itself reveals itself. And then this affirmation comes up. I rejoice in other people's successes because I know there's plenty for everyone. All right. So as we lift each other, our lives are lifted. When we pray, we're shifting our consciousness. So it's not only transforming our lives, but those around us. All right. So today is what is on your mind. Take a look at your thoughts. What limiting beliefs keep you down? What excuses keep tripping you like a bully? When are you going to step into your power and have the courage to live your life fully now? Now, I know Cheryl Strait said time's not running out, but I got to tell you something. The pandemic has really made it clear to me there is no time to wait. But all the truth really is there's actually no time. We live in the eternal now. Love is our source energy, that impulsion of life that I call the divine, reveals itself in, through, and as us, and that everything that you need is actually already here. We just got to tune and move our feet. So like Madonna, just like a prayer, we're going to anchor out. So I'm going to invite you into several things. 1, create a ritual for yourself every day where you're anchoring in prayer in whatever way works for you. Get the affirmations that groove you, that resonate with you, that they become your touchstone of truth, and then put it here like on your desk. So I've got that one Louise Hay card that says, I experience love wherever I go. And it's here on my desk because my prayer has been reciprocal relationships, all right? Friendships that are reciprocal, and then calling in the Holy One. And then see what thoughts are stopping you from, in the moment, handling something that needs to be handled, all right? If there's procrastination, it's like, what's the fear behind that? Now, sometimes there's energy that comes up. Like I've had in the last 6 months, a lot of walls with the writing, but I was needing to process something else is what I realized. And now the writing's flowing again. And I've been diligent. If people call me, I'll connect with them. All right. But I'm not reaching out as much because I'm like, I am interested in just reciprocal connections. But right now I got to take care of what's here because I'm setting a new, I'm going in a new direction for my life, still with mindfulness, but with the writing, the speaking, and the teaching, and I'm listening, and I'm attuning to what my thoughts are saying, and I'm allowing myself that moment by moment, breath by breath, that I'm guided. Because just the way that Rebecca's book started, and this is what's so phenomenal, and I'm not sharing anything new, her first 2 essays came from her morning pages, her morning writing. Well, I do that every day. And so I'm inspired. I'm inspired to share because I know that the gifts that are mine are meant to be shared. The gifts that are yours are meant to be shared. So I'm not highly caffeinated, even though I do drink a lot of caffeine. I'm having my 2nd cup this morning. I have this realization of the power and the potency of the presence of the divine. I've always been like that. And I do believe that love, which is our source energy, is the greatest gift that we can give each other. And so if you can turn that love within and then to share that love in ways that are inspiring, and we celebrate each other's successes, that not only will the world be lighter and brighter, we'll all be living our gifts. And imagine a world where there isn't all that nastiness and negativity and taking people down, but we're in cooperation, collaboration, compassion and community, and we're celebrating, and it's innovative, and that's what we're being called for. All right, so I'm going to read Cheryl Strayed one more time. Brave Enough. I'm going to finish out with Madonna's Just Like a Prayer. Copyright, fair use only, Facebook, and then find a song that becomes your touchstone, that ignites you. Like, I have a lot of dance songs that I do, but that just like in those moments when I need to stir that energy and move those thoughts and drop into my heart, I just allow myself to get into my groove. All right. It isn't too late. Time is not running out. Your life is here now, and the moment has arrived at which you're finally ready to change. Hello, butterfly. All right, so I'm going to invite you into a glorious day. We are going to anchor out. I rejoice in other people's successes because I know there's plenty for everyone. I will do a screenshot of that, post that. That's Louise Hay Affirmations on Instagram. And this is Madonna, Just Like a Prayer. So we're going to play a little music. I'm going to sip a little coffee. I'm going to anchor us out, and I affirm for you an absolutely glorious day. Get your groove on, all right? Let the joy of your life reveal itself through your heart. We create our reality moment by moment, thought by thought, choice by choice. You're the only one stopping yourself, not judging, just saying, all right? Just saying, all right? All right, Denise, groove on. I used to love to go dancing in my 20s. So get your groove on. Anchor in prayer in the way that works for you, but it's your thoughts that you're seeding. Woo! What you believe, you will receive. What you see is what you're calling in. So I want you to see with the eyes of the clarity of the allness and wholeness of the divine that is dancing in, through, and as you. Let's anchor up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Like a prayer. 30th anniversary edition. Breathe in. Breathe out. Life is joyous. Life is a gift. We're immersed in suffering. I'm not denying that. But sometimes it's self-imposed. And I'm just inviting you into the glory of who you are. I'll take you there. The divine will take you there. Are you willing to take yourself there? To the greatest love, to the deepest truth, to the most joyous life experience, allowing, accepting, receiving? Oh yeah. Have a glorious day. Dance on, groove on. Now, I'm not like this all day long. I have my little quiet moments. But when the dance comes on, I got to move the energy so that I can create the life I truly deserve. Just as you do. All right? No one can do it for you. No one can do it for you. I can only mirror to you a conscious life. And I hope I'm doing that to the best of my ability. Groove on, peace on, Madonna, Just Like a Prayer.